Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Advent story time. It's day 12 today, so we'll add our 12th bauble to our Christmas tree. It's just there. The Christmas tree is getting fuller and fuller each day as Christmas approaches. Which means there are 13 more sleeps till Christmas. And so we will light our Advent candle. Now today's story is all about a grumpy camel. And you see how grumpy he looks. And it's a story written by Karen Clark. Dear little one, camels are very strange looking animals with their big feet, humps on their back, and faces that can look quite sulky. Most camels are probably very happy, but this is a story that I wrote about a very grumpy one. Clumpy was a camel, just an ordinary camel who lived with a herd of other camels. All the other camels would sing as they went about their work for the men, but Clumpy didn't. He could just not help being a grump. The other camels had grown tired of trying to cheer him up. They tried having fun with him and helping him with his work, but nothing at all made him smile. Even when they had shared their hay with him, he just said, and wandered off on his own. It wasn't that Clumpy wanted to be a grump, it just happened. He just was, and there was nothing anyone could do to change him. Then one night, a very strange thing happened. The men had given the camels their tea, and everyone was going to sleep. Clumpy was just looking up at the sky when he noticed a very bright star. It was much brighter than all the others. He sat up and stared at it. Then suddenly he became very excited and stood up and began to shout loudly. His noise woke up the men, who got out of their beds to see what all the fuss was about. They began to run about grabbing things and loading some of the camels with the blankets, clothes and some very special gifts. Then they each climbed onto a camel. For once in his life, Clumpy did not mind the men sitting on his back. They were following a star. He smiled as they journeyed over the mountains, up the hills, down the hills, and he sang as they journeyed through deserts, and he swayed gently as they arrived finally at the little town. He could see that the star had stopped, and he could see that they were standing by a stable, and he looked closely to see why they were there. And there it was, a tiny baby, wrapped in cloth and lying in a manger. Such a small child. Clumpy went to look closer, and he gently tiptoed forward. The baby saw him and looked up at him. He opened and shut his big eyes, and the baby smiled. Then Clumpy began to sing a soft song to him. Little Jesus, do not stir, do not stir. We will lend a coat of fur. We will rock you, rock you, rock you. We will rock you, rock you, rock you. See the fur to keep you warm, snugly round your tiny form. The baby closed his eyes and went to sleep. The men climbed down and went over to the baby. They knelt down and worshipped him and gave him gifts. After that, Clumpy always felt happy. He had been a very important part of something very special. He joined the other camels singing while they worked, and he never ever said again. I know we've sung this song already, but I wanted to sing it again. And it's to the tune of Twinkle Twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. High above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. In a manger full of hay, that's where baby Jesus lay. Mary laid him down to sleep in a food box meant for sheep. In a manger full of hay, that's where baby Jesus lay. Shepherds in the field at night saw a very wondrous sight. Angels came from heaven above, told the shepherds of God's love. Baby Jesus, born that day, sleeping on a bed of hay. Wise men watching stars at night saw a very wondrous sight, followed it to Christ the King. Precious gifts for him they bring, bowing low they worship him, baby Jesus, King of Kings. And we say together our prayer. May the joy of the angels, the wonder of the shepherds, the worship of the wise men, and the peace of the Christ child be yours this Christmas time. Amen. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.